it's still cold.
Yeah.
Okay, now I think I'll be able to share. Here we go.
Oh, the chat's disabled.
Is the recording on?
No,
Not yet. Should we start?
Yeah.
I can see the recording is on.
Okay, and can you see my slides?
Yeah.
All right, and it's in present mode.
Yeah.
Nina, if we can go live on Facebook, it'll be great.
All right.
Welcome, welcome, everybody. They say you can plan a picnic, but you can never predict the weather. I had logged in early, got the presentation ready and share mode. And sure enough, my guests arrived and it doesn't work the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, happens, you know.
You know, it's always something, right? This technical stuff, always something.
Yeah. Good thing
All
is that
right.
we can move forward from there as well.
Yes.
Always
Okay. It's 7:04. We give another minute for.
Yeah, sure. I'm not able to record, Penina.
Sorry? It's recording.
It is
recording. It's recording now. Yeah, I'm just setting up the Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up on time. It is so nice. Thank you so, so much.
It indeed is.
Is the chat feature working okay now?
Still seems disabled. Still seems disabled. Yeah.
Okay, it works now. Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, everybody say hello and what company you're coming from. Just let us know who you are in the chat feature and what company you're coming from. So we get to know you as well.
We can say people's names. Or you can just, unmute yourself.
Or you can type in the chat.
Great, Rogers. Go ahead.
So my name is Roger Sotom. I'm coming from a startup called Bafunde, an edtech startup. I had registered for the previous webinar, but I was caught up doing something, so I was not able to join. And I've tried it hard not to miss this one. So currently I'm the CEO or the one leading the startup at the moment.
Great.
Welcome, Rogers. Good job. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad you made it.
Yep.
We've got Tom Karaoke.
Hi, Tom.
Tom, your sound isn't connected yet. Maybe you need to connect the sound.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Sharon Karaoke. Sharon, maybe you want to unmute yourself and tell us.
Hi, my name is Sharon. I'm from a small startup company called Magnet Limited, and this is my first time on the webinar.
Great. Welcome,
Okay.
Sharon.
Welcome,
Thank-
Sharon.
Thank you.
What does your startup do?
Mostly on real estate.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Violet?
Yes,
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Great. Tell us where you're from. The organization.
My name is Violet Mbiti,
Yeah.
and I run an organization called Vijana Network International Limited. So we are into social entrepreneurship. So we construct energy saving cookstoves for clients.
Oh,
Okay.
Brilliant. Very nice, Violet.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Lovely. Welcome. Patrick?
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
yes.
My name
Patrick is driving.
Yes, he's driving.
Yes.
Oh my
To
God.
catch the meeting.
Yes.
I'm the founder of a company called Manufacturing Industries. We manufacture cleaning products under the brand Clean Haven. So all your household cleaning supplies, multi-purpose detergent, hand wash, hand sanitizer, bleach, fabric softener, we manufacture and sell. I actually wanted to join so that we can be able to craft our sales strategy and just know how to hit the market and get better ideas on how to penetrate the Kenyan market. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. That's fantastic. I didn't get the name of the company.
It's Manufacturing Industries.
Manutratic.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you.
Right. Let's see who else is there. Melvin.
Hello.
Hi, Melvin.
Melvin.
Hi, how are you? My name is Melvin. I work at a company called Usafi Comfort.
Mhm.
We distribute sewage treatment plants
You
for the
distribute.
Kenya.
You distribute it?
Sewage treatment plants for domestic use.
Okay, very interesting. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great. What do you do in Usafi yourself?
I'm the digital marketing lead.
Lovely. Fantastic.
Brilliant. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Awesome.
Have I missed out anyone? I think Tom is still, audio is not on. Tom, when you get your audio, feel free to introduce yourself, or you can even put it on the chat, Yeah, maybe we'll do a bit of an introduction as well. So Neptune and Penina, why don't you guys also do an introduction?
Hi everyone. I'm Neptune Abduma, part of MBM Africa Communications Department.
Great. Penina?
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Penina, and I work with both my Biz Marketer and Ardy Marketing, and I'm the digital marketing specialist, as well as the executive assistant for both companies. And I'm so excited to have you guys here. I'm the lady who sent you an email, messages, and all that. So you're very much welcome.
Great, 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 great. I'll introduce myself and then Eunice can kick it off. So my name is Reema and I am the founder and CEO of Ardy Marketing. And Ardy Marketing, what we do is we help other organizations with their marketing needs. We do things like reputation marketing, video marketing. We help with strategy. We help with market research. We can create your website. We can help with social media campaigns. And My Biz Marketer and us, we partner in every, as you can see, we partner in almost everything, and it's lovely. We call each other sister companies, and that's what we are. So I would like to welcome you all for this, and Eunice can kick us off now.
All right, welcome everybody. My name is, of course, Eunice Nyandat, founder of MBM Africa, which owns My Biz Marketer. My Biz Marketer is a digital marketing and advertising agency, and we work with SMEs and startups to help them go to market and also product development for their businesses. And hence why we're trying to help startups and SMEs do better and grow. And here's why we trying to do these webinars, and we're presenting you with the sales strategies that help you overcome our challenges we as well are experiencing in growing our businesses. Sales is hard. So, oops. Sales strategies for SMEs and startups, and how to build those sales strategies when you've never done sales before. Reema?
Great. So thank you. What we're going to do today is what we're going to have talking about, of course, in sales strategy is what is and why have a sales strategy? What are the key elements of a strategy, of a sales strategy? Of course, a lot of people know a lot about it. So I'm sure if you have anything that you want to add, please feel free to chat, give us some pointers as well. We're happy to have a discussion. What is the selling process? What we're going to also discuss is the sales value proposition, without which a customer will not understand what you're actually offering. So sales value proposition is very important. How to build a successful strategy is really important. How do you win in this? That's important, right? We're in it to win it, and it has to be a win-win situation. And then finally, we'll ask some questions. We'll have a session for asking questions, but feel free, even in between, if you do have any questions, please put it in the chat, and we'll keep, going through those as well as we go along, right? So let's see, moving forward. Okay, so what's a sales strategy? Let's start with that. A sales strategy is a plan you've got to create so that you can achieve a particular sales goal for your business, right? It is something that you try to figure out, how do you get to that? For example, you want to have X number of sales that you want to do every month or every week or every day, right? So how do you get to that level is how we create a sales strategy for, right? Lots of things come into the sales strategy, but it's important to understand that in your sales strategy, you've got to think about not only growing your business to get new customers, but also to retain and develop your existing customers as well, right? A sales strategy could also include having your existing customers purchase a bit more from you, so upselling to them or purchasing something different that you provide is also part of the sales strategy. It doesn't necessarily mean always getting a new customer. New customers are important for growth, but retaining customers is as important within a sales strategy, right? It'll become your blueprint for the success, right? That's important at the end of the day for a sales strategy, right? Creating that plan and giving you a direction to move forward. So what does a sales strategy do, right? It defines the selling activities and allocates resources to deliver the sales goals of a business, right? So for example, we've got over here, we've got social entrepreneurs, we've got manufacturers, we've got distributors of sewage treatment, real estate. You see, all of these people, you know, we've got Bafunde as well. We've got people who'd like over here dedicated to improving and growing your business. So then defining those activities and how you're able to sell and where you're able to sell and what resources you're able to put into these places is important to deliver that sales goal for your business, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
So what does sales strategies? Oh, sorry, I'm jumping into your slides.
No, I'm done, but it's not moving forward.
Oh, sorry. There we go. So why have sales strategies? Reason you have sales strategies is because you've got goals you're trying to reach. You're trying to make to grow your company. You need the revenues, and so the sales strategies help you meet those goals, right? Why you have the goal is you started with what we call a plan in the beginning of the year, which was designed by your marketing team. I mean, maybe because you're a CEO like Rogers, who's a CEO of the Bafunde, you've sat down with your team or yourself and said, okay, this is my goals. We need to reach X amount of customers. We need to sell. We need to make 10,000 10,000 a month. We need to make 10 million a year. That's the marketing plan. Now, however, to execute on that marketing plan, you have to have the sales strategy. The sales strategy says we then have to do these activities every month or every week, make a sales call, send an email, do a cold call, talk to X amount of people to be able to convert those people into customers. That is a strategy that gets you closer to converting those customers, to potential customers into customers that are now paying you money, which turns into your revenue. That's why you have a sales strategy. If you don't have one, you're then flitting around with no direction, and then you're leaving it to chance that you're going to convert a sale, and which then leaves you month over month with at the risk of not converting anything. So this month you with what? No sales, because you had no activities, you did not prospect. That's why it's important to have a sales strategy. So the key elements of our sales strategies are the goals, like I just said, and the objectives. So goals, you have a number, you have agreed you're going to do 10,000 shillings a month or 20,000. You can be as ambitious as you want. You and your team, or you and your partner have agreed you're going to do X amount. This is what you want to do. This is how we want to do it. And this is how we're going to do it every day. Cold calls, emails, face-to-face meeting, events we're going to attend. Then you have also identified your target market. You know who they are. You have to have the right target market, because if you are going out to the wrong target market, no matter what you do, you're going to be talking to the wrong customers, meaning you're never going to close on that, those customers. You're never going to sell them. Because if you're selling shampoo to men who rarely use shampoo, then you're never going to sell them, right? So your product and services, then you know them so well, and you know your customers' needs so well that when you present your products and services benefits to your potential customers, they totally understand that this product is the right one for them. Then your competitive advantage. It's not what you think it's not what you think is best, it's the best bits of your product. It's what your customer benefits out of your product, right? If, for example, you are the team that's selling the waste management products, if the product then does the best job and beats other competitors out in the market, then the receiving party, the people buying your products, will always come to you because they achieve their job best using your product. I'll give you the example of my hypothetical client who sells and manufactures beauty, natural beauty or organic beauty products. And she's now selling organic grown shampoos and lotions or whatever. If she's selling them to moms who are very anxious about their children whose hair tangles who tangle a lot, and when you're combing the kids' hair, it's painful, the kids are crying. When she sells this shampoo, she's saying to them, your kids are going to not even, did I just lose connection, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Yes,
But
yes.
Okay.
presentation mode.
Okay, sorry, I think my internet dropped dropped out. Sorry about that. So I was talking about my beauty manufacturer who manufactures shampoos, and she's selling this competitive shampoo that makes combing kids' hair easy, not painful. Kids aren't going to cry. So when she presents this shampoo, she says it's cheaper, it's affordable, it's natural, no chemicals. Your kids are going to be happy. They're not going to cry when they're doing their hair. And when you go to the market and to compare to the other products, you find my products are competitive. And in the best thing of all is they're organic. So that's the advantage I'm presenting. It's not about my company or my client's company. It's about how my customers' children feel and experience my product. All right. So we route to market. Let's go back to my beauty client who sells organic beauty products. Her route to market, she can go many ways. She can go directly to the moms. She's at the market giving samples out so that moms can try this out and really feel the difference between what her product does and her competitors does. She can go direct to the salons who are doing kids' hair all the time and tell them, here, samples, try them out on the kids, and then talk to the moms about them. So now she's there selling direct to the salons. Then she can go out direct to the supermarkets. So that's the route you use. So examine how you're selling and how to approach each market. And in so many ways, your products and services well. So examine the route to market, the selling process. Back to my client. So her selling process is a face-to-face when she's going to the moms. She's in the market, she's talking to moms, she's explaining how the product works. And in the other process is she's going to the salons, she's probably demonstrating the shampoos, she's leaving sample products out with the salons. So that's her selling process, right? And if she wants to work with the supermarkets, she's probably having to talk to the decision makers at the supermarkets, right? Now, sales management. If she has a team that's working with her, they're sitting down and mapping out, probably have a Monday morning meeting where they say, okay, this week we're going to go to this part of Nairobi, we're going to talk to the salons all over South B, and we're going to go to this event. There's a trade show. They've ironed out, they've mapped out all the activities they're going to do this week, all to make sure that their pipeline towards getting closer to the customer is managed and properly checked off that they have done it and they are closer to closing a deal. All right. So make sure you're taking every one of those steps.
Right. I mean, it's important to understand the process and also to understand what are your challenges. I'm not so sure if we actually have the polls ready, but it would be nice to know if we can be able to do a poll on like what are people's challenges on this, but we can keep that ready in a bit. So addressing some of the common business challenges is no sales or stagnant or declining sales revenues. You've got either, and COVID has not helped, to be honest, right? So we've got a place where we're trying to push, trying to go somewhere, we're trying to move forward, but however, what's happening is there's always been like that break where we've got unfortunately no sale coming in, or we're just stagnant, we've got only like those number of customers and they're not growing, or there is people that are actually now coming out and saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't pay for this anymore, you know. So that's really important to understand, like what is the situation at the moment, right? Merger of sales forces after an acquisition. So like, for example, if there's two businesses that have actually been merged together, and then you're trying to figure out after that. So, you know, so is there a way of actually like helping them to understand the two different cultures of a business, right? That can help, or even a new person coming into the business can also feel like, okay, I'm not so sure what's happening. How can I actually make it better to get more business, right? Sorry, can I ask everybody to just mute themselves just so that there's no interference, right? Okay. So apart from that, the new product introduction, meaning that there is somebody new that's coming in. There's a new product that you as a business have introduced. And it could be not just a completely new product, but something that you've changed, right? You've actually made a bit of a tweak maybe also. So when you're introducing that, how do you get that to the market? How do you get people to learn about it and then, you know, create sales around it? And then finally, of course, expanding the market. You're going into, you're selling in Nairobi, but now you want to go into a new market like Mombasa or Kisumu, or outside of the country, in a new country. So these are some of the challenges that people have. And I know that like even location by location, I'm selling here as a retail outlet, for example, in town, but then I want to also sell in Umoja, and I want to sell also in South Sea, and I want to sell also in Rongai, for example. So that's also expanding into new markets, right? So that's also still part of your expansion, and addressing that as a challenge is going to be key important, right?
Okay. Excuse me. So selling key activities. If you've ever done the business model canvas, we've designed one here for my beauty client here, and we've identified the key partners, our key activities, our value propositions, you know, the customer relations and segments. And with the activity here is we're trying to do is we want you to do the same for your business, so that you're able to understand how to then approach each activity and then design the flow of your process, right? So we talked about going to sell to salons. Those are the key partners, and how should approach an activity with a salon is that, hey, I'm going to identify key areas, key markets. So I'm going to go to CBD, maybe I'm going to go to Westlands, I'm going to go to South B. I'm going to identify salons where I can put my products, right? I want to also identify supermarkets that can sell my products. Maybe I would work with a Tuskys or Naivas and potentially place my products on their shelves. Then I probably would want to sell my organic shampoos or lotions to international resellers. And international may not mean they're going to Europe or US or wherever. They could potentially be going to Tanzania and Uganda and beyond, right, in the Middle East. So you start exploring other potential key partners and reach out to those markets. And you have understood your value proposition, so that you're communicating those value propositions to these key partners, so they understand why your product is a superior product and they should carry it, right? And how you get to that customer segment that you translate to your key partners, because your key partners need to know this is the customer that's going to buy it. For example, your salon, you're not just going to just any salon, right? You've completely understood what salons will buy this product. So if you're the waste management provider, or your, whatever it is you're selling, you know who it is that is going to be buying this product, right? I want to give an example of the Toyota, right? There's a wide range of the Toyotas. There's the Vitz, there's the Lexus, made by same brand manufacturer at Toyota. The Vitz is made for that budget sensitive guy. It's made for the budget sensitive family, for a budget sensitive family. But then there's that budget not so sensitive family that can afford the Lexus. And there's actually a range of Lexuses, so that if you don't want the top end Lexus, you want a mid-range Lexus, you can get that. So you have also done the same with your products, so that if you're able to sell to a wide range of markets. But there are those who choose to just sell to one specific market. And if that's what you've done, be very clear that you make sure when you're identifying your key partners, you've also customer segmented the same way, so that you're not going to the wrong partners, all right? So knowing that then defines your revenue streams and how you're going to make your money, and then your cost structures. So please create this. I think we've got a blank canvas. We'll share that with you, so that you are able to plug in all this information and then drill down to create your sales process. All right. All right.
So what is selling about, right? I mean, everyone knows, like, I need to sell. There's this whole thing about, best salespeople can sell ice to an Eskimo, all of that stuff, right? Selling can be hard. There's so many things that people talk about in terms of selling, right? But in essence, selling is about helping your customer, all right? It's helping your customer and what their need is. So before you even go to somebody, you've got to ask them, right? What is it that your challenge is as a customer? What is it that your challenges are, right? How can I help you? Is there something your product can actually satisfy their particular need? That's how selling would happen. And that's how you actually pull at a heartstring, right? You're not just selling as a hard sell. Oh my God, this is it. These are the features. These are the benefits. Take it or leave it. It's actually understanding what your customer needs are. What is your price point, right? Especially for startups, it's really crucial to understand where is their market at. Who your target market is very important to know. If you don't know that, then you can't be selling to everybody. It's like what we call spraying and praying. You're spraying out loud, and then you're praying that hopefully somebody is going to stick, right? That means that you're actually selling to the wrong people, or visualization out there is to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Got to understand your target market really, really well. Who are they? What social circles do they belong to? What is their behaviors? How is their day like? How are they able to purchase? What helps them to make a decision in purchasing, for example? So all of these things are really important. So selling is not just about, hey, you know what? This is what I have. I've got a pen. You've got to take it. It's the best pen that's ever happened, right? But then everyone else is going to say the same thing. What is the benefit to your client? That's important. That's what's going to sell, right? And the other one is, how likable are you or your brand, right? A lot of people make a decision on buying something from somebody because they like that person, or they like that brand because that brand stands for something, right? That brand brings out an emotion in you, right? Why would you buy a particular type of shoe, for example, right? Why do people go to Bata all the time? Why do people go to buy pizza at Pizza Inn, for example? So all these things are an idea to give you, like, put yourselves in that shoe to see what's the situation with your customers, all right? And how do you target them? So it's about a win-win situation. You win and customer wins because the customer is satisfied and you're able to satisfy the customer with your product or your service, right? It's not just about shifting a product. It really is about the customer. The customer is at the middle of your entire process, right? So that basically brings us to customer orientation, all right? You've got to be customer centric. Customer orientation is basically being customer centric, right? Focus on the customer. Your customer is right in the middle of your entire process, without whom you will not be able to actually get anything out over there, right? It's not about the company or anything like that. It really is about that particular customer, satisfying their needs and making sure that they understand what is the benefit. So as an example from Eunice's example of beauty products, is that product going to be helping me in any way? I can say to you, as a salesperson, hey, you know what? This product is going to be able to help you with making yourself fair and making yourself, your wrinkles will go away. But then that is not my problem. I don't want to be fair and I don't want my wrinkles. I don't even think I have wrinkles. What do you mean? You're saying that I have wrinkles? So you're not listening to your customer. You've got to listen to your customer before you throw something out that this is what it does, this is what it does, this is what it does, right? Listen to them and say, okay, fine. So if you ask me a question, so ask a leading question, because now that's being customer focused.
Yeah.
Listening to the questions. So you ask the question, what is it that is a need for you? What is a challenge when you're using beauty products? What is a challenge in your day-to-day, right? That's when they'll say, no, my skin gets really dry and I don't know what to do with it. It's chafing. And then you can say, actually, my product can actually help you with that because X, Y, and Z. It's got natural oils, it's this, it will not dry your skin any further. So that's what you're actually doing. You're providing the information for what the customer is saying, right? So that's really important. Deliver the desired outcomes for your customer. And here's another pro tip. For your customer to trust you, if you cannot provide that with your product or service, please say you can't. They will trust you even more. You could say something like, I'm not so sure where you can get this from, but I think this will not work for you. You will see how wonders that would do for you, right? You could try, for example, saying something like, I have somebody else, maybe try this one, this could work for you, right? You're creating and building a trust that you will never find somewhere else. The people will buy from people they trust, people they love, people they trust, people they like, right? So that's what you want to sort of create from there, right? So selling is about your customer orientation. That's really important. That's key. Okay. Eunice.
Oh, not letting me move things. All right.
So Eunice is going to show you exactly how customer centricity works.
So we're going with our hypothetical beauty client, and here's what your how their customer orientation works, right? The need. So she's figured out the need is for organic, economically priced products for women at any age, right? Or children. This product can be used by anybody, really even men. But she's positioned it well because women buy product over and over and over again. Men will probably buy one little product and use it for years, but she wants women who will buy over and over and over again. The benefit is that it has no harsh chemicals and it's available locally. It's not something that you're going to buy and then it's missing in the supermarket or the salons because they have to wait for it to come from China or US or Europe. It's local. It's made with locally sourced products. It's also at the right price. Now, the right price is the right price for the market that you're in, right? The right price is that price that I can afford, or that target audience that she's targeting. If it's that middle class, lower middle class, whatever it is, it's that right price. The features of that product are such that no chemicals are used, right? The products are developed and grown, they're first grown locally and then produced and designed locally. So meaning that from the factory to the customer is local for that market. When she goes internationally, she may be selling the raw material, and then the international market does what it does, what they need to do. But she's selling some products locally and making money off of that. That's a decision she has to make. But it's materials that are healthy for her customers, women, children, and she has no fear that these materials will be detrimental to her customers. So no fear that somebody was burnt on their skins, no fear that hair fell off, no fear that, something went wrong with her products. So that is understanding her customers' experiences with other products, experiences with people breaking out, with people burning their skins or people's hairs falling out, experience in that we're going from where that, we want things that are sustainable and natural, because chemicals are now becoming way too much for people. Cancer is becoming a ridiculous thing. So that is where she's coming from. So she's customer centric that way. And that she's also building the economy in that local farmers can grow her the rosemary. Then she can go buy coconuts in Mombasa, and she's building the economy around her. So in actual sense, she's now building an ecosystem around that benefits her. So in essence, when the customer gets to understand her brand and what her brand does around her, she then understands, the customers begin to buy into her brand for what it does for the world and the local community as it is. So you're building a brand that your customer can get behind because of all the good it does. So think about all the things that your brand can do for the community, so that they also buy into that as well. Not just the features, but then what it gives back, all right? Oh, my slide's not moving again. Okay, so understanding the sales process. So I want you to play a game with me here today, all right? I would like you, up on top of your Zoom screen, go to the annotation tool up there, right up there. Pick a color and select what process of the selling process is the most difficult for you. You want to select a color that you like. I'm going to select pink. I'm going to color, see if it will let me. Prospecting is difficult for me. So if you could, click on the annotation screen, annotation tool, and select what's the most challenging for you in the selling process.
You can.
Let me know if you're not able to do so. Let me know. Oh, hold on. Let me enable it. It's enabled. Go ahead. Go for it now.
Violet, try now.
Try now. All right. Emma, good job. Anybody else want to try? Closing sales. Yes, that's a toughie. Objections. Following up with sales. It's a tough one too. Handling objections. So which one has the most?
So far, we've got 2 on prospecting and qualifying.
And 2 on handling objections?
I think it's just 1.
Is it 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Nope,
No,
I see.
yeah.
Thanks, Beatrice. I see that.
Right?
Anybody else?
So yeah, we've got 2 on the on prospecting and 2 on handling objections.
Okay.
And we've got 1 on follow-up, 1 on closing sale.
Okay. All right. One more second and I'll close this out.
Oh, Rogers has got prospecting as well.
All right.
Great.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for playing with me on that one. So let's clear them. All right. For sure, I'll tell you this. If you're not prospecting, your company will never grow. And prospecting is the toughest of all. And prospecting, imagine if you're doing it to the wrong target audience. It is like chasing a rock or pushing a rock up the mountain. And this rock is 40 times your weight, and it's jagged and it's thick, and you there's no way of pushing it up. So you're doing yourself a disservice, not figuring out your target audience and not doing it right. So beginning with being clear with your target audience, making sure you got that right. Just get that right. Sit down with your marketing team and figure that one right? Then designing your communication and making sure that you have that plan designed well, right? And then to begin to create that activity. We've created some resources we'll share with you to help you plan out this process so that it makes it easier for you to do your prospecting and your sales process, sales activities as best as you can. But honestly, if there's nothing else I would recommend, if you want to grow your company, is begin prospecting. Don't even worry about closing. Don't even worry about handling objections. Get to prospecting first, because the more you speak to customers, sending out emails, doing your face-to-face, getting out there, calling potential customers, asking for referrals, the more you do more of this, the more you're likely to get better at attracting more customers, getting better at being able to present. Because if you prospect, you leads to a meeting that leads to you presenting, if it's a B2B situation, you're presenting or demonstrating your product, and then you handling objections. Because if you demonstrate, then there's objections, but then it doesn't do this, and you can address those objections and you can answer to those objections, and then you can close the sale and go on to follow up and resell again, right? So begin there with prospecting. Do as many prospecting activities every day as you could potentially do. Here's the selling process. I don't want to read through all this for you, because we're going to share resources for you that help you do this. But remember, begin by generating sales, classifying those sales. There are people who are ready to buy today, and there are people who are ready to buy down the road. Be able to discern who is ready to buy now and who's ready to buy 6 months from now. You don't want to give up on the person who's ready to buy 6 months from now. You want to give them somewhere on your spreadsheet to say, I will follow up with them 6 months from now when they're ready to buy, right? Your sales plan should be setting up objective and defining what you need to achieve. I have said, you can say, okay, we want to make X amount, we want to reach X amount, we want to reach this area, or we want to sell in Uganda, this is how we're going to approach it. So you set those goals and go after them, right? The next thing you're doing is then you have your value proposition and you're leading with that. You're closing your sales. You're not going to close at 100%. As you do this every month, you'll find there's a percentage at which you close. When you're selling products or services, there's a percentage. If you're the lucky ones that you're closing 100% all the time, God bless you, but it's not always going to be the case. You're sometimes, some months you're doing 50%, some months you're doing 75%, and there'll be some months where you do none at all. Overcoming objectives is as you get to figure out where the objections are coming from, and you start to see a repeat on objections, you now are better prepared to overcome them. If you keep hearing, oh, your price, oh, your price, oh, your price, oh, your price, then you know there's something about your price, right, that is not in line with the market. Or your product doesn't have this, you don't have, then you figure out, hey, there's a feature in my product that, yeah, it's not in line with the market. Fix that. Or sometimes you're not responding in time and they go away, they lose interest. Then you know you need to do something about your response time. Closing, ask for the order. Don't leave it open-handed and think they're going to come and say, okay, I'm buying. No, ask, when can I get your business? Ask. They're not going to think of you any which way. They know you're there to sell. So just ask, when can we start? Do you want to start this? Just ask. Can we start next month? Do you want to start this month? Always ask, right? And follow up, and always ask for feedback. Reema, you're on mute.
Sorry, and my internet is a little bit unstable, so I apologize for that. We've just lost power at my place. So
oh no, sorry.
So I'm tethering. I'm on hotspot.
Okay.
Okay, so if I lose you, just
carry on. Okay.
All right, so we've heard a lot more people having a problem with prospecting, right? So
yep.
How do you identify the new potential customers or generate new leads? That's important. You're right in the middle and your leads are right around you, right? So you need to figure out how you can tap into all of those people. What is the challenges or changes in the market as well? Of course, you want to understand that. And how do you generate quality leads? Quality lead basically means that how can you get the right people for your product, right? So for example, like Eunice mentioned earlier as well, is that somebody may not be ready to purchase right now. So then you put them into a space where you're then nurturing them as you go along, right? But then you also want to ensure that there's some people who are immediately ready to do that as well. So how do you make it easy for that client to then make a decision to go with you, right? And a lot of times what does help is having reviews. What are your existing customers saying about you? That really helps to get customers to make an easy decision, right? So you've got new and more reviews coming in saying that, hey, you know what, I love this product. The cleaning product was amazing. I love using it. It really helps my at my home or at my work or wherever it is. So then you're able to then tap into your existing customers to get more business as well. So prospecting could be in various ways, and we'll show you how that happens. But just to sort of launch a couple of a poll so we can be a little bit more interactive on this as well is, and I know we did a few people already asking what you do, but can you please tell me what are you selling at the moment? Are you selling a product or a service or both? So I know a few people over here, Sharon already shared, Violet shared, but even then, please just feel free to write over here what it is that you sell. You sell a product, you sell a service, or both. Okay. Great, we've got 4 people so far, product, 5 people with product. Yeah. Right. Sometimes it's the approach and the different way of actually doing how you sell for a product and how you sell for a service. That's important. Okay, maybe like half a minute more for other people to put their poll in. Great. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so let's end that poll. Okay, so we've got more products than services, right? All right, so how about this one? Let's see. Are you a startup or an SME? Where are you at? So with these, we can actually help to understand who you are and how we can be able to help you out, right? Give you some specific suggestions as well. So we've got lots of startups, few SMEs in here. Great. And I'm very encouraged by the startups, very, very encouraged. It's great. I love how we're all, you know, sort of in this
Together.
And we're all together and we're, you know, we're going to move forward. Don't worry. Great. We've got, yeah. Are you a startup or an SME? Or are you working for a startup or an SME? Maybe that also. Doesn't have to be that you're owning it, but you may be working for a startup or an SME. Okay. If you're not any of these two and you're something else, please, you know, you can write it on the chat. And a startup could be also an idea. So, you know, can put it that way as well. All right. Great. Fantastic. So a few more people with startup ideas. That's amazing. Really amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop that one. Okay. And yeah. So in terms of creating a sales strategy, have you ever created a sales strategy before? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Wherever you are at, there's no right or wrong answer over here, whether you have ever created a sales strategy before or not. I mean, it is what it is, and that's where we're here to help. That's great. Fantastic. So we've got kind of like almost a 50-50 in here. People have created a sales strategy and some people not. That's great. And did the strategy, for the people who did the strategy work, did the strategy help you or did it work for you? No. Oh dear, that's sad. I would love to know what happened, you know. But yes, that's really bad to know that the sales strategy didn't work. And I would love to know what were your challenges on this, but we can be able to sort of go through that as well. What were your challenges? Okay. Oh. No worries. That's fine. So yes, we've got a few people with the sales strategy worked. That's amazing. You know, the strategy helps to like give a focus, right? So
Yes.
Sometimes when we are not understanding of a target market, that doesn't help to move forward. So it has to start with understanding your target audience. And then here's another pro tip that we can throw out there is sometimes you have an idea of who is your target market, okay, from the start, but then the people who start purchasing are a completely different target market.
Yeah.
Right. And it's okay. That just basically means that you need to adopt that. And then you've got into a market that you didn't even realize that was there. Right. So then that will sort of help you out with that. Right. So that's fantastic. Thank you guys for your responses on this. And these help us to sort of understand a little bit more about who you are and what you are as a team. I've got a final question. The final question is, are you doing the sales alone or do you have a team?
A team. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know, especially startups, it's really difficult. You sometimes don't have a team. You are your team.
Yes.
No, it's understandable.
And as CEOs of your companies, if you're the CEO of the company, you are the salesperson of the company.
Yeah, whether you get a sales team or not, you still are the salesperson of the company.
Yes, yeah. Reema and I are salespeople of our companies.
Pretty much, yes. We definitely are. So yeah, okay, I have a sales team. We've got 3 people saying I have a sales team. That's yay. That's growing your team. That's amazing. Again, another pro tip, don't go on this on your own. Yeah. Get people who are into this idea of yours from the start and get help.
Yeah.
Okay. There is no reason to be a martyr. There's no reason to, do this on your own. It is actually fine to have somebody to sort of help you out with, even if it's not just sales, it's something else that you need help with in your business. That's always like important to do, right? So then it's good. Thank you very much for your responses on that. Fantastic. So prospecting, let's move back into that. I've now actually understood a little bit more about sort of what you do. Eunice, you'll have to help me go to the next slide, please.
Okay, there we go.
Great. So here's the thing, generating leads, right? We were wondering how and where to generate leads from. So we can do a few of these things, and we've got 10 ways of doing it, right? First thing, seek referrals from present satisfied customers or users, right? It's as easy as asking. You've got to ask, hey, how do you like our service? Do you like it? Yes. Could you please refer me to 2 or 3 more people who you think would actually use this service? Great way of actually growing a business. Don't undermine that. Seeking referrals is a great way of actually moving forward from your business, from your existing customers, right? And of course, you've got generating leads from your family and friends. That's where you tap in from when you start off. But you've got to understand that you've also got partners, you've got suppliers, you've got other networks that you can tap into to generate the leads. Again, asking, you've got to ask, okay? Attending conferences and shows would be a great place to start off with. See where you can be able to plug in. Again, it's a strategy. See where you can be able to plug in. If you have, like, for example, the beauty products, or you've got like something that you're actually selling to a particular place, like the beauty products, you've got to make sure that you've got a stand at the open markets, right? So we've got like these markets happening in various places. Make sure you get the stand there so people can get to know what you're selling, right? So similarly for all the other businesses as well, you've got to see where you think your customers are going to be and be there and attend those conferences. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to have a stand there. Sometimes it means you can go there and you can introduce yourself to the people who have a stand, right? Yes. Be a little bit creative and say, hey, listen, you do this, I do this. Maybe it's something that we can have a conversation, take it offline, whatever it is, try that out. And right now, there's great networking happening, even in webinars like these, where you get to know other people, right? Engage web marketing and social media. Of course, social media goes without a doubt is a great way of doing it. Webinars like these are great to also create or generate leads as well. But the thing that you want to understand in social media is this. If you're posting on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, please don't, just do it to yourself. If you're posting, it's only a percentage of people can actually see what you've posted. You've got to boost it. You've got to boost it to the right people. Again, think about your target market, think about your target audience, and then boost it to those right people so that you can get even the likes. So it's not about how many likes you have, but the likes that you have, are they the relevant target market for you? Okay, so think about it that way. If you're doing B2B, in LinkedIn is great for that. So think about that in terms of lead generation. Engage with people. If you're on Twitter, and we've done a webinar on that, the last webinar that we did. We'll send you a link for that. You can have a look at it. We talked a lot about organic marketing in there as well. So let's think about how you can be able to interact with other people, right? For especially your conversations, right? Register and advertise with trade associations and business chambers, because one, they have a big network as well. All right, that's one aspect of it. They have a network that you can tap into. And so when you become a member, you're able to then get into those and also advertise within those circles as well. I know one of them is BNI. BNI is great for that. So think about that as one of the places that you can be able to get or generate leads from, right? Okay, Eunice, just help me with the next one.
Went the wrong way. There we go.
Thank you. All right, so going into number 6 is publicizing your business on blogs and social media, right? You want to make sure that you create backlinks to your website or your social media pages as much as possible. Publicity is not necessarily that you have to be on media itself, right? Or getting your name on the media. That's a great way of doing it. But also, like when you're creating your blogs, don't put it only on your website. You can put it on other places or other websites where then you backlink it into your space, so your social media or your website. Great way of also generating leads or other people getting to know about what you do. A lot of prospecting is a lot about marketing as well, so think about that. That's why we've got a lot of marketing parts in this. Posting offers, you can post your offer on your website and then publicize that in different places. Also give what we call freemium, so that when people can try out your product or your service for a period of time, so that they can get to understand what it's all about. So that's a great way of actually generating leads. And then they can share, people can share, they're like anything free generally you want to share with your friends and family, so that actually helps to do that, right? And then of course there's the thing I find quite difficult as well is cold calling, right? Your personal visits or cold calling to potential customers. You're going into a place where you don't know anybody there, right? But you've got to do your homework before you go to a client that you're approaching. Make sure that you've gone through their social media pages, you've gone through their website, you've understood what is happening in their news as well. So when you're going there, you're going with a bit of an education for yourself to understand your potential client, right? So cold calling is of course is always there, right? It does help if someone knows somebody in that company to get your foot into it, right? Or you get a meeting at least. That does really help. So think about that. Partner with others or stage promotional events. So partnering, like for example, Eunice and I are doing right now. We're partnering both our databases, for example. So Eunice's databases as well as Ardy Marketing database. So then that creates a nice synergy as well. You get to tap into each other's databases or customers for that matter, right? Or you can do like a promotion, so where you're sponsoring something with a name on it, so then that also becomes a new tap of information or tap of leads. And then finally, if everything is something that you want, like if you don't have a team, get a sales expert, right? It's important to get a sales expert that would help you to then grow your business from understanding who you are, what you do, and what the benefits are, of course. Never forget that as you're going along. Right, Eunice?
Right. Right. It's so many things you could do to get leads in your everyday life. And I'm not saying that you're going to go now into pitching your business every minute you meet a person. They gotta be the right target audience, right? You gotta make sure they are your potential customer before you pitch this. Because I get this all the time from startups saying, so am I pitching all the time? Like, no, you're making sure that they're the right audience. So other ways of generating leads, create a Facebook group, a WhatsApp group that is owned by your startup or your SME. that your customers can come and hang out, and you can, generate leads from, and they can bring referrals to you from, and you can have conversations, ask questions, and build brand trust and engagement there, right? So that, you can put offers there that are for those preferred customers that keep bringing you repeat business. Other ways is, and I think Reema has mentioned this, is those content creations that you're putting on other people's posts or websites. And most people even welcome guest posts. So for example, if you are writing a blog that you think my biz marketer should guest post on our website, you reach out to us and say, hey, I wrote a blog post about sales and for startups. Do you think you could post it on yours? And absolutely, we would love that. And that gives you a backlink to your website. When what customers that are coming to our website see our content will see your content as well, leads you to get other customers that you would not normally have. When you cross post in other people's Facebook groups and participate in conversations of other people's groups on other people's webinars, you're now presenting yourself to an audience that you didn't normally have. So do that to get yourself leads. Build a company page on LinkedIn. Whether you're B2B or B2C or B to government or B to nonprofit, you need one, because it states to the world that you are a business and you're here to do business, right? You're going to find gate openers here, people who can lead you to a customer, people who know customers that need your services, and somebody who could refer you to a potential lead or even a contract, right? So for example, Rogers, who with Bafunde does learning content, being on LinkedIn could find partners on LinkedIn, and that could lead to huge contracts that you normally wouldn't have had if you weren't on LinkedIn. So consider that. Following prospects on this LinkedIn's or Facebook's or whatever gets you to learn and understand them, so that then you're able to share content that they then follow you back and learn about your brand. So keep up with the social. Don't shy away with the social. Participate in other folks' webinars. I attend probably 3 or 4 webinars a day, and I engage and talk to people there. And then they find me on Twitter and follow me. And actually, folks ask me, how do you get to 10,000 followers on Twitter? Or how do you get to 5,000 people on Facebook? It's because you talk and engage with people on webinars, LinkedIn, meetups and whatnot. And the people start to follow you back, and you're engaging them there as well. So that way when you're talking about having a webinar, they'll say, okay, I'll share it. And I see people sharing this webinar out, and folks will say, well, I can't make it, but can I have the recording? And once we finish with this recording, we send it out to folks, those that could make it, right, Reema? So
yes, that's right.
So this recording, whether you attend it live or not, it's going to be a valuable tool for those who couldn't make it, right? So it continues making bringing us leads and customers as months on end. So it's important to continue that conversation. So there's very many ways to generate leads. You just have to be proper active everywhere, in your face-to-face meetings, in your online meetings, in your Zoom meetings. So don't be quiet. When you're asked to introduce yourself, say hi to what you do, and you talk about your customers, talk about what you're looking for, and engage, right? So the next thing is you're presenting, which is usually a challenge. I struggle with presenting. You think I'm still working on it. Reema can tell you I'm always working on how I present. Get better at presenting, because in the sales process, presenting is key, right? You talk to a customer, you email them and say, okay, let me see, let's have a meeting, and you have to present. It's a crucial step in the process, right? You first made aware, they've showed interest. Now you have to cultivate that desire, and that leads to the action of the closing of the sale. So you have to present. It's either a demo. If you're the beauty product customer of mine, you're going to the salon and demonstrating the product. Or if you're Rogers with Bafunde, you're probably demonstrating the studio, the aspect of creating content and e-learning and all that good stuff. Whatever it is you're doing, you're going to be in a position where you have to do a face-to-face or virtual Zoom meeting presentation. Get better at it, get better at talking to people. Practice if you can, all right? So going on to what we call IDA, it's the process of selling. I'll have Reema talk to you about it.
Yeah. So whatever Eunice has said, we have acronymed it as IDA, right? Something easy to remember as well. So applying IDA in the selling model, create the awareness or the attention. So that's like your prospecting or like the marketing that you're doing out there, right? Create the interest for the client, create that desire. So that's your sales value proposition. What are you actually giving to your client?
Yeah.
And then finally, it is asking for an action. So the action could be that you can do a demonstration. It could be that once you've done the demonstration or the trial, that you're asking them for a sale, right? So you're asking for an order. Okay, so that also is important in part of it. So sometimes it's like we do everything else. We do the presentation, we do the interest is there, desire is there, we've done the demonstration, and then you're like, okay, thank you. And they're like, thank you. So you've got to say that no, what would you like now from there as well, right? So, sorry. In the sales value proposition, what we do is the benefit statement. All right. So what's your value proposition? What is this benefit statement? What is the benefit that people are getting? How can you differentiate your products and services from your competition? How do you stand out, right? That's important. Always important to know what is your unique selling point. What is your unique selling point, right? If you don't know it, think about it and put that into place, because you've got other people who are also like in this market as well. You're not the only person, but what makes you stand out? Why would a customer buy from you and not from them? And it's not always about the price. Okay. Differentiation doesn't have to be because I'm cheaper. It really doesn't work. The war on money or the war on price never really works per se. Okay, so think about it that way. What is the value add? What is the value proposition you're giving to people? Improve your marketability by improving your products and services, right? Feedback loop is important. Once you have a feedback loop open, you'll be able to understand where are your loopholes or where are things that you're actually it's not working for your customer. And then you can now come back and improve it. There's always continuous improvement. Think about that for your sales as well. All right, how you improving that? A powerful branding tool that supports the sales strategy. So use marketing communication. It is a very, very powerful tool, right? So you're advertising, maybe offline, but online is great because you get data, you get information about what kind of people are coming to you, and you start understanding your target market even better, right? Or at least you can get also your return on investment much better as well. Vis-a-vis when you're putting a billboard. And billboard is great for brand awareness, right? Creating the big brand awareness, and especially if you have the big bucks, that's great to go with. However, if you don't and you're going on a budget, then online is the best way to go, but make sure that you get it to the right place. So you're not, sort of throwing money on it. You can also very easily do that online, right? So again, don't spray and pray. Make sure that you do targeted marketing so that people can get to know about you. and then forge lasting reputation, lasting relationships, right? Your
Yeah.
reputation is a very important aspect. All right. You want to make sure that your customers become loyal for you, right? Or to you, rather.
Yeah.
And the realization of a sale can be just from that your loyal customers are and can be your brand ambassadors, right? Remember, you can get leads from them. Like if you ask them for referrals, they can give you a review of about your product or service. If they do give you a good review, use that to leverage for more business, because other people can get to know, your other potential customers can get to know about what other people are saying about your customers are saying about your business or your product or your service. But also ensure that brand, like the visibility goes with the credibility, so that you can move forward with getting new customers to yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oops, back up. So all this is so that you achieve this wonderful circle here. What you because you've got insights and you've segmented your customer base, you that value proposition, you nailed it, and that translates into customer acquisition, and you're giving the customer experience that gives you a repeatable and a sizable share of the wallet. The share of the wallet means that if this is the share of the market, you're getting the value of the customer base or revenue base of that you could out of this market, and the customer loyalty that you can, and you keep this repeat cycle going on, and you can keep growing, so that if you want then to now go to another market, say you've nailed Kenya, you've perfected it, it's working, you're making 100 million a year out of Kenya, you want to go now to East Africa, you can now recreate this circle again. And and remember that going to now Tanzania or Uganda, that's a whole other animal that you have to now perfect the selling process for those regions to get to this circle again, right? So
Okay.
the steps.
Yeah, the steps for a successful strategy: engage your customers, describe the current situation, create your sales strategy canvas, and we'll show you the canvas just now. Prepare your sales strategy document. In the document, and explain what your sales process is all about, because whether it's for the person who is continuously doing it or a new person that comes in, that's important to know that you document everything, so that it's easy for you to track where you're actually going. Like if you're when you're asking your customer for feedback, was it okay, did you get all the information, and then say no, but I didn't get the information, da 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 da. So you can go back and say okay, this part here is where you need to improve, right? So prepare the strategy document. The document itself is very, very important, right? Your strategy is very important. And then launch it, review it, progress, and adopt. Adopting basically means that you keep changing it and keep improving it as you go along, right? Improving is super important to move forward, right? So Eunice was going to go through the canvas, and then we can go through the Q&A.
All right. So sales goals, match through the right target market. You've got your product and services, and you've got your the range, the sales, the value proposition, your competitive advantage. Know what your competitive advantage is compared to the others. The route, who's selling, me, the CEO, my team. We've got consultants maybe, or whatever. What our distribution channels are. And then how are we selling? Are we doing face-to-face? Do we have retail? Are we doing direct sales? Figuring out how we're selling. And then the resources, do we have some, we're using our time, of course. Do we have some money for advertising or whatever? Marketing collateral, do we have brochures? What do we have to use for the marketing? Are we training ourselves to improve our presentation, our speaking, all that good stuff, our prospecting? And of course, finally, are we managing the whole sales process? Where we meeting, doing the metrics to keep track of how we're doing week over week, month over month, year over year, and continuous training, doing weekly reports to make sure we're meeting our targets. So this is our sales canvas. So doing this will keep us honest and keep our goal targets on focus, right? And now.
Yep. So here's the questions that you can probably ask and answer for us. What is your sales strategy? From all these things that we've talked about right now, what is it now you want to create for your sales strategy? What do you want to change? If you've already created a sales strategy, what would you like to change, right? What was or is your biggest challenge about selling, right? What surprised you most about the sales process? We've gone through an entire process right now to show you what was surprising about it. And what have you learned from this webinar? What is the one thing that you'll take away from here? And what are your top 3 tips for someone developing a sales strategy, right? Again, we're not all the experts. We have some idea of everything as well, but we'd like to tap into what you have. We can always learn from each other, which is what we love. You know, we're always open for learning, right? So you can unmute yourself and answer any one of these questions or ask a question as well. Feel free to do that. We're here to answer your questions. Right, Neela, great question. We had something, so the question is, can we have a similar session in the future, but on marketing or strategy or plan? So we did one in January. Neela, I'll make sure that Penina sends to you the link for the webinar that we did on marketing plan. If you missed it, then you can always watch it. We have it on YouTube. It's on our YouTube page. So we will send that to you for sure, Neela. Thank you. Thanks for that. Yes, Rogers.
Thank you. Ours it's funny. I wanted to answer question number 1. What is our sales strategy? Just for you as moderators to understand our struggles. So with us, we are an edtech startup, and our strength is technology. And what we decided, or we foresaw, that for us as a startup, we'll have 2 phases. We'll have the product development, and then we'll have the business development. So what we did, we started with product development, and we onboarded few users to interact with the platform to help us with, customer-centric approach of developing the platform. Now, our problem is now based on the feedback of the 89 people we onboarded, now we have a product, but we don't know how to take it to the market. So we are to develop a sales strategy, and we are not expert in that. So that's what we want to do as Bafunde. So we don't have one.
So
Great.
Rogers,
I mean, it's a. Sorry, Eunice.
I was gonna say, if
Carry on.
the 89 folks can give you feedback of what that product, how that product benefits them, and from that you can do the sales value proposition, or the value proposition of Bafunde, and with that you can then do the route to market. So start there. Now boil down or drill down to the value proposition, and the route that gives you a route to market. Who needs to use this product? If those 89 can would buy this product and they can, if you are able to discern what the value proposition is to them and to your potential customers, then you're ready to go. It's just deciding what your route to market is.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think it's easier to say, but for somebody who has had a background like biochemistry, and I still have this weight of content creators, the two development teams, and it's just a lot. Sometimes I think I can't do it.
Would those 89 be willing to pay for the product?
So there are some people who have used the product quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
For some have consumed 15 hours of content. It's like having 15. That's like doing a lot of content for Bafunde Academy. And that one, if somebody consumes 15 hours of content and they take quizzes, they have downloaded past papers or mock exams, you think that creates value for them, and
Yeah.
they can buy it.
We can't make an assumption. We probably want to ask if they would pay for it. And what you have to find, I really think about this. What is the value? Why would they want to be on this platform? If it went away, would they miss it? Would they be willing to pay to get it back? Think about that.
Okay, that's valuable.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Emma.
And just to
Go ahead, Reema. Sorry. Before Emma goes on, just
to
answer.
add something to Rogers and all is that we have some free resources we shall provide to you. Some of the things that we've gone through right now, which is the business model canvas, marketing plan template, your ideal customer profile template. We have all of these free resources for you. So if you registered for this webinar, then you'll easily be able to get it because we've got your email addresses.
Yeah.
And we'll send those to you. So then that can help you to have a starting point on where sort of you're going towards, right?
Yeah.
And creating your own strategy. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I know there's Emma and Violet both want to say something. So should we start with Emma?
Go ahead, Emma.
Emma, just go ahead, unmute yourself.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm calling in from Uganda. I really want to let you know sales has been something so scary, I can say, because it's startup business. You're like, what the hell? People are making money, but I'm not moving anywhere. I mean, I'm not even getting one person. You get the point. And
Yes.
I think this comes to gets back to the planning and understanding your market. So I would just want to answer the last question: what tips could you borrow here as you're designing your sales strategy? For us, we are dealing in honey. Then we have a part of the consultants work where we do capacity building of SMEs. But I think our challenge has been first understanding the niche. Our niche has been we are okay. Like for the side of consulting, we are like, I think we are good in everything. So at the end of the day, we found we are not selling until at a certain point when we discuss and said, I think we need to go 2 miles deep and 3 inches wide instead of going 2 miles wide and 3 inches deep. So that's very important. You're designing your strategy. Do you understand your area of strength? And then the other thing is about who are your customers? I mean, we may see everybody as your customer. You approach this person who you really didn't qualify, and you get demoralized because this person is already somebody who, and later on you say, what am I doing in the market? And then of course the other thing is also understand your competitors, where your competitors weak before you really say, okay, can we take up this activity? Yeah, because if you do not understand, you end to the market competitors are so strong and you get demoralized. This is also important.
Eunice?
I
get a lot of it.
I think I got most of it. You're right on the money. You're very right saying you really gotta nail your sales strategy, and your customer isn't everybody. You gotta understand who your customer is. Really, really spot on. When you say you gotta really drill down who you're selling to, knowing your product and who needs to buy that product or who wants that product is going to be always key, so that then you're not wasting time devising strategies that wind up casting a wide net that captures this big vast number of people that would not be the intended customer base. So be very cognizant of that strategy and the intentions of that strategy, so that you're not saying, okay, we're going to advertise, and here you start advertising and you're blasting it like Reema and I usually say, spraying and praying. You spray it everywhere. You've got billboards, and this is spending money for billboards that everybody sees. Great for brand awareness, but it's not doing anything for customer conversions or acquisition. But now you've put a big bulk of your budget in it. So yeah, be very discerning how you invest and strategize on how you're going after your customer. So, and that's why this whole process is important, so that you're then saying, okay, we sit down for a sales management meeting. We've decided we meet once a week. We've got the budget. The budget is allocated accordingly. This is how much we're going to spend because it's going to this many people. We're reaching that many people. We're going to talk to this many. Like, it's really, really meticulously and thought through to the point where you're saying we want to reach this specific number and this specific target audience. Very focused. Thank you. That was very nice, Emma. Although we couldn't catch everything, but we got the gist of it.
Great. Violet, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to just share a little bit about us, so that we may learn about how our sales was. So we started off by offering capacity building to youth on how to make to construct the energy saving cook stove. So at first we got we got even a county government to sponsor training of their youth, and then we later went to Uganda and got funding to go and train youth there. And then now after that, trying to get people to also support the youth, it was kind of difficult. So
Violet, you're muted.
There was a call that was coming in, so that's why I just declined it. Yeah. So
okay.
So after that, trying to just get market for people who can support groups was kind of came to a halt. So what happened then is like now last year, I decided that it is good to carry out a value proposition, not only value proposition, but the business model. So we said that instead of just now looking at groups, we can also look at households, okay? And so trying to look for customers like, normal Facebook page, you just share like that. It didn't work out, all right? So in December, that is when we got a breakthrough. We shared, we noticed that you need to find a niche market, okay? No, you just don't sell to anyone. So we went and just advertised what we do, and someone there saw what we were doing. And then now after doing that, selling that product to them, they now referred us to someone. Now that person referred us in December. And then now, we consulted for that person in December. And then now last week, we got to construct like 3 more cook stoves for another client. So, and that was through referral. But what I've come to realize that you need to know the route, like I got lost in the target market and I got lost in the route. So like even when in this particular training we were being when you took us through the business canvas and also and through it, we just realized that there's even more to be done. All right, because even with regard to the sales strategy. Oh no, sorry, someone who's calling me again. So just got to learn that there's still more needs to be done. But I'm just happy. It's not easy. Like like even their participants here sharing that it's hard. I'm telling you, you even need to read more books, and even not even read more books. Even I was saying that it's even good. If you really don't know how to go about it, we can even talk to MBM and marketing. We ask them how much it costs to guide us these matters of sales. But I really appreciate this training, and yeah, looking forward to many more. So I really don't know the difference. There's sales and then there's marketing. So I thought they were one and the same thing. But anyway, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, Violet, thank you so very much for saying that. And you're right. And let me just tell you, Reema and I will tell you, it even for us who understand and we've been doing this for years, it's still a struggle. We can say there are people who are natural in sales. And for those of us who are not, we still struggle. Prospecting is difficult. It's time consuming, it's resource consuming, but we have to do it to keep ourselves afloat and to keep our businesses afloat with supporting our families with this. So you have to, it's your dream, it's your passion, and we feel your passion on what you do. So you keep at it. And if we can talk to you on a one-on-one basis on how you can prospect better. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Keep at it, that's for sure. But when one thing doesn't work, try something else. And that's what we do. We're always trying. And even this is an avenue for us for prospecting. And we share what we know so that you can improve yourself while we are also improving ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I want to say is that as much as you may not be a natural salesperson, but you can hone that skill. You can learn to actually improve on that sales skill. Even like for Rogers, we at zero, and it doesn't matter if you're a biotech or something else, the important part of it is willingness to learn and then keeping on improving yourself. We do that all the time. You see, we even in marketing, even in sales, we have to keep improving ourselves day on day, week on week, month on month, year on year. And the way you'll be able to see it is what is the difference that you make for other people. I think at the end of the day, that's what's most important. The sales aspect of it is when you're connecting with that client, what you need to tell them is the benefits. What is the benefit to them? So even for the energy saving stoves, right? What is it the benefit to the person who's purchasing? How will they benefit from that? Probably the irrelevant part, which it's sad to say, is whether it's made by a youth or not. Okay, but whether that particular product or service is going to be helpful to the end user, that's most important. And then now, once they've purchased, they can know the story. The story is that, no, we're actually a social entrepreneurship that actually supports youth in our community, so that's important. But so where the marketing and the sales, there's a merge somewhere, but the marketing aspect is to create the awareness, create the visibility, create the credibility, so those are where the marketing comes in. That's where you're creating the prospects and the leads, right? So that's one part of the selling process as well, right? So it does have a bit of an overlap, but just because it's a bit more vast, if you will. Marketing itself is super vast, right? So this is just one aspect, and that's why we thought sales strategy would really help, because how do you link the marketing to the sales? So hopefully that will help you, Violet. Great. Is there any other questions that we have? We've got a few more minutes to go. Yes, Tom.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Thank you for the good presentation. Now, my question is almost related to the lady who was talking about stalls. And I can say also in our field, I'm in construction, I'm a specialist who floors. So in our field, we've got all like 60 or 70% of our work comes from referrals from our target market. Yeah. Now, you said about having someone to help you creating a marketing plan or strategy. Personally, I've tried that and it didn't work, and that's because I realized that I need someone who is conversant with the industry first. So I don't know if my assumption is true that I have to get someone who's conversant in the industry. Could be an architect, could be a contractor, could be an engineer, then turn them into marketers, or get a marketer, then show them how the industry works. I don't know which route to go, because the person I had employed to help me, I found that it's a bit challenging, because I have to like train him well on what to say, on what happens in the industry and all that. I hope you get my question.
Right. So you had somebody to help you out with a sales strategy. Is that what it is? And it didn't really help?
Yes.
Okay. And was this a person that you were employing to do sales for you?
Yes, I was employing that person to do marketing, actually, not even sales, more or less like marketing. But you know, in our line of business, I don't know if it's true or not, but I found out that getting someone who is conversant with the industry, then turning them into marketers, I found that to be a bit easy, because in our marketing, we more or less educate people. It's not just a matter of come here, we have the best floors. We educate why you need that floor and all the benefits and all that. So it's a bit technical. Yeah. So my question is, do I have to get someone in the industry, then convert them to marketers, or what?
I think it could be both ways. You could have somebody who's really good at sales, but the most important aspect of this is to understand the industry, even if you've never been in that industry before. Research and understanding a market is very, very important. Even when Eunice and I do marketing for our clients, we spend about a week or two, and sometimes even longer, just doing market research on understanding what is the market like, what is the competition, how do we understand what people want, what is the target market. If you've never defined it before, we help you define it. So even if you employ a new person to do this, they need to go through all of that before they start even picking up the phone and talking to somebody, right? It is important to actually, first of all, just do that part of it, right? So I know that you've done it because you're in your business, right? So you know all of this. Yes. The new person doesn't. Yeah. So whether they have been in the industry before or not, you still have to coach them afresh, to be honest, right? You've got to coach them afresh and say, this is what our values are as a business. This is what we believe that this is how we assist customers. And that is now, when you educate your new person, they will now be able to put it out there, right? Otherwise, it'll be like, go do it, and then they do it in their own way. It's not something that you're doing for. So the point is over here, whether the person has been in the industry before or not, you still have to coach them afresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they're skilled marketer, if they're a trained marketer, whatever industry they go to, they immerse themselves and learn to be able to market that industry. So if you came to us, we immediately immerse ourselves in that industry. So we're able to market your business as if we belong to that industry. Right? It's like a general intern in a general practitioner doctor. You come with a sore throat, he's able to treat that. If you come with a foot injury, they're able to take care of it, right? So we, the generalist marketers, we're able to immerse ourselves in your industry, do our research, be able to, and in fact, be able to ask you the right questions so that we're able to market your business the right way.
Yeah. And some things that are working, because I heard that what works for you is referrals. Then, that's a strategy right there. So then your strategy would be around how do you improve your referrals, right? How do you improve the leads on referrals if that is what is really working for you? So the strategy would be then thinking about, okay, I've got X number of people. Who do I approach and how do I approach it? So then maybe that's another thing that you can think about in terms of your strategy. I mean, definitely use the things that are working for you, and then you can experiment on others and see which ones are like working better.
Okay.
Tom, what industry again? I'm sorry, I must have missed it. What space are you in?
We're in the construction industry. So what we do in our company is we are what we call specialist contractors. So the same way you can have a plumber, an electrician, those are specialist contractors who come in just for a specific role. So in our line of work, what we do is we install industrial floors for industries, and we also offer waterproofing services and solutions. So it's a bit of a specialist kind of work. So we are usually subcontracted by main contractors because they can't do it.
Okay.
Yes.
So the canvas is going to help those partners that you work with, your referrals, so they refer that business to you. And then when you're on site, you're working with the direct customer, right?
Yeah.
Right. So working your partners and the direct customers then would be a good way to market your business without even going direct to customer. And then LinkedIn would be brilliant for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try and check on my LinkedIn.
Work your LinkedIn. Please work your LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. So, anybody else with a question? Sorry, Reema, go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say that while we do that, I just wanted to let people know that the Penina has shared in the chat, but we're going to have another. We've got to have a coffee chat. I'm just trying to go back to it, which is going to be on 11th of March. And what we do is we answer questions. So it's literally a coffee chat where we sit down over your lunch break. So you can bring your lunch if you want. You can have your
cup of coffee. Yes.
Yeah. And
just hang out and we ask questions. Yeah.
And we answer some questions, or you can give us some insight as well. Like I think I've gotten quite a lot of insight from the people on this call. I love how Violet gave us, where she was at and where how she changed her business model around, which is fantastic. It's really good. Yeah.
So Violet, please come and chat with us at the coffee chat and see what, ask whatever questions and see if we can answer any other questions that you might have. It's a great way to network as well. So come network and meet other people and tell everybody, refer other people to come to the coffee chats. It's not formal. There's no slides or presentations. It's just Q&A. We're talking anything on SME, business building, or startups, and just having conversation an hour and a half, and we help each other grow our businesses.
Great place to network as well. You get to know other people in that space.
Yeah. So you're welcome, Tom. You're welcome, Christine. Welcome, Sharon. Welcome, everybody. So the URL on my slide here is off. The spelling on March is not fully there. So Penina has shared the right URL. So you can register so that you don't miss it, and see you there. And unless there are any other questions.
I wanted to ask, like you said that you had the YouTube, eh?
Yes.
I tried to copy it, but you know there are many things that are coming on YouTube saying marketing. So I wanted to know what is the name of your YouTube page?
Okay. I think Penina has shared the link on the chat, but it's if you go with Ardy Marketing, that would help as well. Let me just put it on the chat as well. 1 second. But she has put it on the chat, the link for the YouTube.
Yes.
Ardy Marketing on YouTube. Okay, that should help.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we want to say thank you, Asante Sana, for joining us today. For giving us your time. You know, I hope that you've taken something away from this today. If there's one thing you've taken away, you know, I would love to know what that would be. You can either write it on the chat and tell us that one thing that you've taken away from here. We really appreciate it that you're here with us. Really, really appreciate it.
And we welcome your feedback. Any feedback you can give us about the webinar, the content, feel free to email us back and let us know what you thought, how we can improve. That is important to making sure we continue to give you great
content. Great. David, don't worry. You can also, come and join us over the lunch hour in our next virtual chat. If you have any questions, you can always reach us on the email as well. Happy to do that. Beatrice, thank you very much for your support. Always appreciated. And thanks for joining us. And this is lovely. I'm glad it was helpful. Christine, thanks a lot.
David, do you mean the slides? Do you want the slides? We can share the slides with you if you want them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll share the slides. You can share the slides.
Absolutely. We'll come via email.
Great, David. We'll do that. We'll send it on email. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Great, Emma. Thanks a lot.
Yes,
thanks,
please do.
for
Thank you.
us.
And we'll follow you back. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's important to set a sales process for sure. Thanks, Beatrice.
Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.